8. Everett Beauregard. In September 2022, a seemingly normal event took a horrific turn when terrifying surveillance footage caught a random and unprovoked attack. The target was a recent Temple University graduate in Philadelphia, Everett Beauregard, a 23-year-old who had experience interning for Congressman Brendan Boyle, was tragically shot in the neck at point-blank range as he was walking home from a friend's house after riding the train. At first, the Philadelphia police thought the incident might have been a botched robbery attempt. But as the investigation quickly unfolded, they came to the chilling realization that Beauregard had actually been selected as a target. The identity of the killer remains unknown to this day, leaving investigators no clear motive for this senseless attack. Surveillance footage released by the authorities revealed a suspect that was most likely male with a slim build, dressed in black pants, a dark hoodie, and a medical-grade mask. The footage picked up on the tension as the suspect paced along 35th Street between Hamilton and Spring Garden Streets, with one hand hiding a firearm in his pocket and the other nervously fidgeting with the weapon. As he approached Spring Garden Street, the suspect paused for a second to glance behind him, before quickly turning back along the block where he met Beauregard midway. Tragically, as Beauregard passed the stoop of a townhouse, the suspect turned and fired a shot into the back of the young graduate's neck. The video caught the haunting sound of gunshots, and as Beauregard fell to the ground, the killer fled, firing another shot as he passed the fatally wounded victim. The first shot had a devastating impact, severing Beauregard's spinal cord and basically leaving him with no chance of survival. In response to this crime, Philadelphia authorities offered a $20,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of the unknown gunman. Beauregard's alma mater, Temple University, mourned the loss of their bright and promising graduate, publicly expressing deep sadness over the tragic death. Who'd worked closely with Beauregard during his past campaign, went on Facebook to denounce the pervasive issue of rising gun violence in the country. He described Everett as a dedicated and purpose-driven young man with a promising future, emphasizing the profound loss that his senseless death departed. It's now 2023, and there's still no updates on who the perpetrator of this crime was, so it's likely that the suspect is still at large and has managed to avoid arrest. 7. Caught on camera. In November 2012, an ordinary day took a dark turn in Plaistow, East London, when 35-year-old Michael Ayode committed a series of brutal assaults that left 2 women unconscious on the ground. Ayode was later sentenced to 4 years in jail for his violent crimes. The shocking attacks were captured on CCTV footage, revealing the randomness of Ayode's actions. On November 13th, he ran up behind a 16-year-old girl on High Street and delivered a brutal punch to her head. The force of the blow made the teenager fall to the ground, resulting in 3 of her teeth getting broken. A year earlier, Ayode assaulted a university student at Plaistow Tube Station, also hitting her in the head. This victim, identified as Daniela Loot, was taken to the hospital with a chipped tooth. During the sentencing, which took place at Inner London Crown Court, Judge Roger Chappell characterized Ayode's actions as vicious, unprovoked attacks on young, lone females. He emphasized the gravity of the assaults by noting that a single blow rendered both victims unconscious. The CCTV footage vividly portrayed the horrifying violence of these 2 crimes. Ayode, who was originally from Nigeria, followed the 16-year-old girl for about 800 meters before carrying out his attack. In court, the prosecutor Joel Smith revealed that Ayode claimed that the girl had looked at him in a rude way, and that he couldn't sit by and take an insult from a little person like that. Ayode, who'd ingested 3 or 4 cannabis joints and a cup of vodka right before the attack, expressed in court that he had no intentions of causing serious harm to either of his victims. But he ultimately pleaded guilty to 2 counts of assault causing actual bodily harm, and 1 count of possessing cannabis when the drug was located at his residence. The sentencing saw Ayode given a 4-year prison term for the attack on the teenager and an extra 19 months for assaulting the student. These sentences were meant to be served concurrently, with no separate penalty given for the cannabis charge. 6. Todd Orr. In September 2022, what started off as a routine day of hiking in the Montana mountains turned into a frightening ordeal for Todd Orr, who faced not one, but 2 bear attacks. Orr, an experienced hiker, followed his usual safety precautions, carrying bear spray and periodically shouting, "Hey bear," every so often to alert any wildlife of his presence. Initially, he saw a mother grizzly bear with her 2 cubs and thought that their retreat into the woods indicated a healthy fear of humans. But the situation took a dark turn when the female bear circled back around and approached him from behind his back. Orr tried to use his bear spray, but it was already too late. The bear quickly charged at him, biting his right arm 5 or so times before leaving. In a video filmed right after the first attack, Orr's face was covered in blood as he recounted the frightening encounter on camera. He'd walked 3 miles to get back to safety, but planned to go to the hospital. Little did he know, the ordeal still wasn't over. As he continued on with his journey, Orr unexpectedly encountered the same grizzly and her cubs once again. This time, the bear knocked him over, and in a desperate bid to protect himself, Orr raised his hands up high to shield his face and neck. The bear viciously bit into his right arm about 25 times in a blur of terrifying aggression. Despite the ordeal, Orr was lucky that his legs remained unharmed, allowing him to walk to the closest hospital. Once there, doctors spent 7 hours stitching him up, ultimately saving his life. Reflecting back on his experience, Todd Orr now shares valuable advice for fellow hikers at every opportunity he can get. He emphasizes the importance of making noise to signal your arrival and presence to wildlife. He also suggests practicing the use of bear spray before leaving for hikes. 5. Mahamado Dansogo. In November 2022, a tragic incident unfolded at Bagels Bakery in Brooklyn, resulting in the discovery of the deceased body of Mahamado Dansogo, a 33-year-old bakery worker. The discovery happened at 8:45 a.m. when Dansogo was spotted inside a walk-in freezer, where he'd gotten trapped while cleaning it the night before at about 3:00 a.m., according to police officers. Bagels Bakery has a rich history. They were originally founded in Krakow, Poland, back in 1934 by the Bagel family. During the Nazi invasion during World War II, the bakery played a humanitarian role by giving bread to those affected by the conflict and facing severe hunger. Eventually, the bakery relocated to New York City, specifically the Lower East Side, becoming a beloved establishment in the community. Dansogo, an immigrant from Africa who'd worked at the bakery for 3 months, accidentally locked himself inside the freezer. The bakery, which is located in the heart of Brooklyn, is famous for its freshly baked goods. Notably, its black and white cookies that have a history dating back to 1949. A police source likened the bakery's freezer to a meat locker and claimed that long-term exposure would be deadly. But luckily, no signs of trauma were found on Dansogo's body. David Greenberger, the company's manager, conveyed the bakery's sorrow over the tragic accident, extending sincere condolences to Dansogo's family. He also mentioned that grief counselors were on site to support both the family and other employees during this challenging time. Greenberger also emphasized their cooperation with ongoing investigations and declined to make any further comments. 4. Daniela Loot. In August 2021, what should have been a regular day for Mitchell Taylor and Philip Loot tragically turned into a nightmare. The two were parents to their beloved daughter Daniela, a 25-year-old with a positive and angelic soul who had bright dreams and aspirations. She was known for her inspiring determination, beginning with her 10-year tenure as a club soccer player. In high school, Daniela shifted her focus to studying, where she excelled without needing any extra prodding to finish her homework. Her unwavering goal was to one day become a nurse practitioner, and she hoped to build deep connections with her patients, starting with her early education at Health Careers High School. Daniela was also a member of the school choir and had a strong sense of humor that could light up any room she entered. But on that fateful day in August, her life took a tragic wrong turn. At around 2:30 a.m., Daniela and another woman, Diana Rubio, were killed in a head-on car crash. The accident happened when a man named Ricardo Rodriguez allegedly drove the wrong way on the highway at 90 miles per hour, 145 kilometers per hour, and crashed into the victim's vehicle at I-35 and Walsham Road. The grief-stricken parents remember the devastating moment when they received the news, struggling to comprehend how someone as vibrant as Daniela could be taken from them so quickly. They expressed their sorrow and profound anguish, with Mitchell wishing it had been the responsible party, Rodriguez, who lost his life instead of their daughter. Despite their overwhelming grief, Daniela's family hopes to shed light on the dangers of driving while under the influence. They want people to remember Daniela and Diana, emphasizing that these tragedies are completely preventable. They urge individuals to make responsible decisions on the road. In memory of Daniela Loot, the family plan to hold a memorial at the crash site, a reminder that even on a seemingly normal day, the consequences of irresponsible actions can shatter lives. 3. World's most dangerous sport. In May 2023, an ordinary day took a tragic turn when junior rider Hannah Surus, aged 15, lost her life during a horseback riding competition. The event took place at Fox Lee Farm in Venice, Florida. Surus was participating in a hunter-jumper event and was riding her trusty 12-year-old horse, Quacks, when the animal suddenly stumbled and fell while trying to clear jump number 5. The incident happened as Quacks had just successfully landed from a jump and was moving toward the next hurdle when the horse unexpectedly planted its left front hoof. This abrupt action caused the animal to lean significantly to its left, causing Surus to be thrown forward and off the horse entirely. Tragically, the horse continued falling in the same direction, ultimately landing on top of the rider's head as she laid on the ground. Immediate first aid was provided by employees at Fox Lee Farm and others on the scene until the Sarasota County Fire Rescue got to the scene. Surus was then transported to the Sarasota Memorial Hospital Venice campus, where she was soon pronounced dead. This devastating accident sheds light on the risks associated with horseback riding. A 2021 study by Ohio State University revealed that a significant number of riders, approximately 81%, have experienced injuries during their careers, with 21% meeting serious injuries. Moreover, horse-related injuries often involve head wounds, accounting for 10% to 30% of all similar injuries, and a striking 60 to 70% of horse-related deaths result from head injuries. Equestrian sports are notably associated with sports-related traumatic brain injuries among adult riders in the United States. Hannah Surus, who had a huge passion for horses, had been involved with them throughout her whole life. She transitioned to riding and showing horses in the 4th grade after mainly participating in gymnastics. Her dedication was clear as she diligently cared for her animals on her family farm in Webster. She practiced riding constantly and still managed to balance her homeschooling work. In addition to her equestrian pursuits, she engaged in extracurricular activities within the Sumter County School District and was a beloved member of the Wildwood Middle High School track team. Surus's commitment to riding was unwavering, and she had recently competed in the Winter 2022 circuit at the World Equestrian Center in Ocala. Her passion, determination, and coachability set her apart from her peers, fueling her desire to continue her equestrian journey and gain more knowledge in the field. 2. Red Diamond Rattlesnake. In August 2023, a woman was outside of her mother's Wildomar, California home when she was suddenly bitten by a red diamond rattlesnake. The woman, who has been identified as Tonya, was approaching her mom's residence on a seemingly ordinary Tuesday afternoon when the snake struck, targeting her toe. The immediate aftermath was marked by a massive amount of pain and swelling. and she was quickly rushed to the hospital. Her mother, Denise Silva, explained that Tonya had shaken her foot a bit after the snake's bite, causing the creature to retreat. Initially, they were unsure if it was a venomous rattlesnake or a non-venomous species, and this only added to the heightened anxiety of the situation. Silva's grandson played a crucial role in keeping the responsible snake at bay until the arrival of Ryan Jessup from Ryan's Rattlesnake Rescue. Jessup noted that rattlesnakes are typically calm creatures that only strike when they feel threatened. In this case, the snake might have been on the defensive thanks to an existing injury and was likely seeking shade and relief from the heat near the house. Jessup emphasized the importance of respecting snakes, keeping a safe distance, and never trying to handle them without professional help. He explained to local news station KTLA that, particularly in hot weather, snakes tend to seek shade and water wherever they can. Before Tonya was taken to the hospital, her family improvised a tourniquet using rubber bands, a practice that experts strongly discourage. But Jessup clarified that such a tourniquet could trap venom in one spot, potentially leading to severe consequences like the loss of a limb or tissue and nerve damage. Tim Daly from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife echoed the need for immediate medical attention in the event of a bite. He advised removing rings and watches from the bite area as soon as possible. There have been no recent updates on this story, but Tonya likely survived the snake bite considering the fast response of her loved ones. Overall, the incident stands as a reminder of how a normal day can quickly turn into a dangerous situation when dealing with wildlife. 1. Buzz. In May 2023, what started as a family photo shoot in the peaceful Buckeye Valley region of Arizona took a horrifying turn when a mother was stung by bees over 75 times. During the frenzy, she was trying to shield her 2 children from the sudden swarm. The mother, whose identity has not been disclosed, displayed immense bravery in the face of this danger. The family was minding their own business, capturing outdoor pictures, when they were unexpectedly attacked by the swarm of bees, as reported by the Arizona Fire and Medical Authority in a harrowing Facebook post. Recognizing the immediate threat, the mother quickly placed her 2 children inside their nearby SUV. The sudden movement unfortunately made her the primary target of the bee attack. Her quick thinking and selfless actions spared her kids from the aggressive bee stings, demonstrating her dedication to their safety. A 911 call was placed by the woman's mother, who desperately pleaded for help as the attack unfolded. On the phone with the dispatcher, the woman's mom said, please hurry. My daughter can't get into the car. She's being attacked by bees." Responding fast, the City of Buckeye Fire Department sent firefighters out to the scene. They safely removed the children from the car by applying foam to the SUV. Video released by the Arizona Fire and Medical Authority showcased the responders dousing the vehicle with foam as they carefully carried one of the kids to the fire truck. Remarkably, both children were rescued without any injuries. The mother, though, had to be hospitalized thanks to the extensive bee stings. Luckily, she's since recovered, according to the agency. This incident reminds us of the potential dangers posed by bees and the importance of knowing how to respond correctly if ever confronted by a swarm. Fire officials emphasized the significance of seeking refuge in a secure location as the primary course of action when facing similar attacks. If escaping to a safe place is not possible, while shielding their face and seek the closest shelter. It's also crucial to avoid going into water and to refrain from trying to engage or fight the bees, since this can exacerbate the situation. If you were camping and saw a bear and its cubs, would you try to stay calm and back away slowly? Or would you make loud noises and make yourself look as big as possible to scare the bear away? Let us know what you would do in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.